Okay, now time to start the stream. Let me know if you guys can hear me on the mic, okay? You guys there? Do you guys hear me? How many people are in here? 29 viewers. Nice. Mic is good. Perfect. All right. Switch over to the scene. Okay. Welcome back to the Caspa Silver YouTube channel. It's been a while since I've done a live stream, and I'm very happy to be back with another one. Hopefully be able to answer your guys' questions, chat about anything really, regarding Caspa or maybe crypto in general. All right, let's look at the chat. My Tantrum Caspa is on its way. Yeah, the new cards are really nice. They shipped, when did they come in? I think they came in on the 30th of April for me. So, what's up, Yusuf? Daniel L, hello, what's up? Hub, what's up? Varuna, let's go. Resto pressure wash. Wait. Yeah, I'm here now. No more waiting. Fire Clay. Zup, dude. You're actually the only Caspa content creator that I watch and follow. I'm tired of all that talkers that update almost daily videos saying this is why Caspa will be $5. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, my content is built the way it is on purpose, simply because I personally don't like that content either. I would get really tired. I don't know. I just got really tired when I used to just watch crypto YouTube. Now I don't really watch crypto YouTube, especially because I make content about a cryptocurrency. So it's like there's really no point in watching just general crypto YouTube, because I've been through a bull market and a bear market now, and I've kind of just learned my own things, and I'm following my own strategy that I think is going to work. So yeah, I like the more serious side of crypto, the educative side, the tech side. And that's just because like this is people's money that people work hard for, and people are trying to grow their money and create wealth for themselves. And so I like to keep it a little bit more serious. Of course we can have fun, but it is, you work hard for your money. You want to put it in something that's valuable and will grow over time. And honestly, like 99% of cryptos are just horrible for long-term growth. I like to be able to park my money somewhere, not have to think about it every single day, be worrying about it every single day. Now with me, I'm being a YouTuber for Caspa. I kind of have to think about it every day, but it's more so on just the content side, researching, and I do it for you guys because I know the content on YouTube is lacking like crazy when it comes to like research for Caspa, and so I decided to attack that gap. Or Caspa will explode next week. Caspa KRC 20 tokens confirmed for April. Yeah, like I try my best not to hype up so much things that are coming out, because just because these things come out necessarily does not mean it's instant pump. Like, I know we all want the number to go up, of course, but I like to cover these things after I get more information about them, because KRC 20, like a lot of people don't even know what that is. I personally don't even know how that all works, especially because it's using like inscriptions, which is kind of similar to Bitcoin, but not really. So there's still a lot of stuff that I don't really understand. I don't want to talk on something that I don't fully understand. So mic is good. Yes, we can hear. Sound good. Yes, we can hear you. Good. All right. Hi, KS. Good to see you back. It's good to be back. Sound okay? What do you think will be possible with smart contracts on Cas? I've ignored the smart contract coins since they are all scammy. The only thing that I care about when it comes to smart contracts on Caspa is to make a stable coin built on the Caspa network. That's pretty much it. I don't necessarily care about NFTs or tokens or any of that stuff. Now, it is good that they're going to be on Caspa because Caspa can handle it. And it's gonna bring fees for the miners. It's gonna bring usage on the chain. So we need that stuff. And I mean, you can't eliminate greed. People are always gonna be greedy. People always want to be gambling their money on tokens and memes and all that kind of stuff. So the fact that it is a permissionless network would only suggest that people don't need permission to make these kind of things. I will strongly advocate against messing around with those things. But it's your money, so just be careful whenever those things do come out. But I'm not going to be covering like every single new token that comes out on the Caspa network. It would be ridiculous. Like there's going to be so many. If smart contracts are successful, it's going to be crazy how many things are going to be built on Caspa. I only care about a stable coin because I think that's where the most value is going to go to, a stable coin built on Caspa. Yes, it's people's money, but people have to lose in order for other to gain. There's no friends in this market. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but like literally that's all assets. Like you go to the stock market, whenever someone buys a stock, it's because someone's selling the stock at that price as well. So it's a competitive market. It's just a free market. That's just how it works. But the people who are patient and understand what they're holding a lot of times are rewarded the longer they hold, because they understand like, hey, this thing is going to be way more valuable than it really is at the moment, and that's why people who held on to Apple are now rich, because they saw Apple come out and they were like, hey, I think this is going to be way more valuable in the future, and people just don't realize it. And look where it is today. Now we're $3 trillion. So it's like, yeah, it depends. You never lose until you actually sell. But of course, you want to just practice good risk management. I want to learn more about the inscriptions things. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do more research on that stuff to talk about it more. To just see how it works, because it is interesting how they're able to implement tokens and NFTs on the Caspa network, because it's not literally smart contracts. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Hello, Casper Silver. Thank you for all the content you offer. Thank you so much for that. Can you talk about the hard fork? Will it require any action to the regular user? Do you know anything about that? Yeah, so this question's asked a ton, like, because there was like a lot of controversy. I don't remember if you saw these videos with Da Vinci Jeremy. He was talking about hard forks, how they're bad for Caspa and whatnot. And so a lot of people just have like a negative view of a hard fork. Anytime a hard fork is like mentioned, they just think it's negative, like always. But this is not the case. Like hard forks are changes to a cryptocurrency project that requires everyone to upgrade, or else whoever doesn't upgrade, they would be left behind. Now, the people who need to upgrade would be the pools and people who are solo mining. Now, the reason why this is because nodes are basically what are confirming transactions on the network. Nodes are basically just laptops that are running the Caspa network code. And what miners do is they use their machines and they mine to those nodes. When they're mining to those nodes are verifying that everything is legit. The code is not been altered or changed. And so when these updates come, these hard forks come, that's when a change has to happen, a consensus change that breaks the rules. So right now, Caspa rule is 1 block every single second. And the next hard fork that's going to happen is 10 blocks every single second. So that's a brand new rule. Like that's going to break consensus. So if you're staying behind, you're going to be mining on 1 block per second while everyone else is mining on 10 blocks per second. So this is why we want as much people together updating their nodes, which doesn't really require us to do anything. A normal holder, you really don't have to do anything. If everyone upgrades, meaning the pools, which let me go to mining pool stats, because so you get a better idea. So okay, let's go to, where is it? Okay, let's go here. So okay, these are pools. You see these pools? Miners mine, or they point their miners to these pools. And the reason why they do that is so that the rewards for mining Caspa will be evenly distributed. So what needs to happen is all these pools need to upgrade the node to accept the 10 blocks per second rule change. And so if for some strange reason not enough people upgrade, then that would be like worst case scenario, where not enough pools upgrade, which there's really no reason for them not to upgrade. But if they, for some reason, let's say like over 50% of the pools never upgraded, then that would cause a problem, because then that would cause like a split, which will cause two different coins to exist. But I mean, at the end of the day, most miners are going to be switching over to the pools that did do the switch. So you're going to have two coins. One coin is going to be like the old Caspa coin. That's probably going to just die off. And then you're going to have the same amount of coins and everything and the legit Caspa coin. So, I mean, like, this is like worst case scenario if there's not consensus with the mining pools of upgrading their nodes to 10 blocks per second. But before we even get to 10 blocks per second, we have to get to Rust. So this is different. This is not a hard fork. Upgrading to Rust is just a soft fork because it's backwards compatible. I don't have to upgrade to Rust, and I can still run the network on the old language, the old coding language, which is Golang. So this is not a hard fork. But of course, we want to see this Pi get to 100%, as close as possible to 100% on Rust. And if that happens, that shows that the community is well aware of what's going on in the network. And whenever the 10 blocks per second update needs to come out, everyone will be able to upgrade their nodes to 10 blocks per second. Now, it won't be instant either. When I've talked to like Coder of stuff about this, he said that what can be done is you download the 10 blocks per second code, but that upgrade is put to happen like 2-3 months in the future. So that gives time for everyone to upgrade to the node. And so like even if someone upgrades to the new node that's 10 blocks per second, it doesn't interfere with people who haven't upgraded yet, because it won't actually go into effect until like 3 months later. So yeah, this is why it's taking so long, because you want to have consensus. You want to have everyone upgrade together and in unison so that we prevent any issues of like another coin existing. And in worst case scenario, if another coin does exist, you basically just going to have like free money unless if it gets abandoned, then you're just going to have this extra coin that really no one uses. It's not going to be valuable. But there's been hard forks that have been successful, and they resulted in 2 coins. And, so for example, if we go to CoinGecko here. So for example, Ethereum recently changed from proof of work to proof of stake. The Ethereum coin is still the same coin's still there, but now it's proof of stake. But there were enough people who continue to mine the old Ethereum that was proof of work. So I think it's called ETH. It became Ethereum proof of work or something like that. Let me see if I could find it. So there's ETH. Let's see here. I forget what it's called. Someone may know exactly what it's called, but there's another coin called, I can't remember what it was called. Proof of work Ethereum, which is like the coin proof of work ETH. Let me see. It's just ETHW. Let me see. ETHW. Yeah, here we go. So you see Ethereum proof of work. This is the old Ethereum that existed before the merge. And so, anyone who didn't upgrade was left behind with this other coin. And what you could have done was you could sell your coins on here and just buy the new Ethereum, or just keep holding this one and keep mining it, hoping that something may happen. But obviously no one's going to be working on this coin. There's probably a group of developers that are probably still trying to keep this coin alive somehow. But I mean, this is one hard fork. Another hard fork, there's been two hard forks with Ethereum that resulted in a different coin. So you have Ethereum here, and then you have Ethereum Classic, which is right here. This was a hard fork of Ethereum that was very controversial. And that's when a hack happened on the chain, and it resulted in another coin. But Ethereum today still exists, and then you have this extra coin that still exists. So the difference with this hard fork is there's no controversy about us doing hard forking. Like, this hard fork is very well accepted by everyone. If you don't want to upgrade Caspa, I don't know why you're even invested into it. Like, the whole point of Caspa was to do hard forks to continuously upgrade the chain to become the most efficient proof of work layer 1 on the market. So the chances of another coin existing are very low, because there's not going to be any supporters for it. I mean, I ain't going to make videos on whatever coin is left behind. There's probably not going to be enough liquidity in there for it to even exist. So that's basically how it's working. I know it's a little bit deep, but I know it gets a little confusing sometimes. I'm over here in the 12-month chart just because sometimes you got to zoom out, and people focus too much on like the 4-hourly. Just look at the 12-month chart. All right. I like to go to the weekly chart. But let's see what chat says. All right. Kaspa should put tokens aside today to pay for USDT on chain when ready. Well, when Casplex comes to Caspa, everything is on chain already. So like KRC20 is going to be on chain. This isn't going to be a layer 2 solution. Casplex is on chain. There could be layer 2 solutions built on top of Casplex, but like the final settlement layer is going to be Caspa. But Casplex is not built by the core developers of Caspa. It's built by third party people who are behind the Caspa Foundation. Stop manipulating the price with your 4 million sell order on Maxi. Yeah. Rust transition has been stationary for a while now. Any news? There's not really any news. I think Rust may get the official stamp of approval, because right now they only wanted to have some of the pools move to Rust just to test things on mainnet. So on mainnet, there's only 20% of the nodes are running Rust right now on the mainnet, and right now they're doing this to test it, to make sure everything is clean and running smoothly. And then eventually they're gonna release the actual official Rust release that they recommend everyone to start switching. I'm pretty sure right now they did not recommend everyone to switch. Only some of the pools they wanted them to switch. So there's a lot of communication in the background, talking with different pool providers so that they could start switching to Rust. I'm pretty sure the reason why it's not moving is because they're trying to prepare for the official launch of the Rust on mainnet, so that it could be so that they can keep encouraging people to switch over. I was wondering what percentage is Rust nodes. Yeah, you could see that on Caspalytics. 20.35% right now. Oh, here's that question. Will Quai network have better tech than Caspa? So I'm pretty sure this is coming up because of this video that came out recently, right? Let's see. Someone sent it to me. It looks like people keep trying to compare this coin. Yeah, this guy. 1 day ago. There's this video. So Kaspa versus Quai. Yeah. I've seen some people have promoted me this coin like a year ago when it was, I think it's on testnet still. But you gotta also remember, guys, like, yes, technology is a big part of a cryptocurrency project, but not only is the technology a big part of it, you also have to look at like the narratives and the fundamentals and stuff like that. Quai network, it doesn't matter how better the technology is. I haven't done a deep dive into the technology, but it just simply fails in a lot of areas for what makes Caspa different from everything else. So like, for example, Quai network is not fair launched. So since it's not fair launched, it already lost in decentralization, because that means they have allocations given to a foundation, to VCs, to private investors, to all that kind of nonsense. So that already defeats the whole purpose of cryptocurrency, because you're basically operating like a company. If I go to the Quai network, I'm going to show you how they are basically operating like a company, which then means that you're going to struggle with regulation issues with the SEC, which that means that just increases your risk, because you can get sued. The project can get sued now. That's why Ethereum is about to possibly get into regulation issues with the SEC, because they have allocations from the start. But if I go to Quai network, this is hilarious. I look up Quai network and look what it says: company. So there you go. That's what I'm trying to say. This is a cryptocurrency project that is operating as a company. So it's already going to get into regulation issues, like off the bat. If it ever gets popular. If it doesn't get popular, then, you know, SEC is not going to waste their time. But it hasn't been rare for them to go after things that are not that popular. I mean, they have gone after things that are not that popular. But yeah, you know, if I check this here, you could see there's a careers section. Yeah, how are they paying these people? Well, they're paying these people because they have allocations. If I go to on their website, you can go to their, what was it? Their docs, and you can go to their tokenomics, Genesis allocations. There you go. And we zoom in here. So we got to the, I don't like these colors, man, for this. So the foundation got 33% of the whole entire supply. I never understood the foundation getting allocations and then the team getting allocations, because to me that's like the same thing. And from what I'm seeing here, so community incentives is 23%, strategic partners are 20%, so I'm guessing those are like insiders, like institutions. The founders and team and foundation, I feel like, are one thing, but they just split it up to make it seem like it's allocated out. But like the foundation, the people who are the founders and the team, they're working at the foundation. So it's like one big percentage to me. So 33% there. The founders have 10%. The team has 6%. So you got 43. What is that? That's 43%, 6, 7, 8. That's almost 50% of the supply is literally going to the people who created the coin. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is not cryptocurrency. And this is what I keep trying to educate people about, that like, if you want to protect yourself in the crypto market, stay away from coins that are not fair launched. Like, if you want to trade, you want to do all that kind of stuff, cool. But if you're looking to like, hey, I want to invest in the crypto market, but I want to be able to like not have to be on top of it all the time, you know, you gotta find, which I don't even think there's that many. To me, I like personally, I only hold Bitcoin and Caspa because of these issues that are in the crypto market. The crypto market is risky alone. Like in and of itself, it's already extremely risky. So not only are you in the market that's risky, now you're going to buy a coin that like 50% of the people who created it are owning the coin. And I understand there's probably like, oh yeah, they can't sell it until like a year or 2 years or something like that. I don't care. It still ruins the project. It's not decentralized anymore. So you increase your risk on that there's future selling pressure, like absolutely for certain future selling pressure. And then you have regulation risk, especially if you're like in the USA, SEC may go after coins that are doing this kind of stuff because this is a security like all day. Like this is just a security. They're using a coin to fund their operations and they're calling it a cryptocurrency project when really it should just be a stock, basically because it's a company. Like, so this fundamental alone, it cannot compare with Caspa anymore. It lost versus Caspa because Caspa is tapping into a market that's completely different, which is becoming money. And to become money, you need to be stateless. You don't need a company behind it. You want to be neutral. So, like, this coin isn't becoming money. I'm pretty sure that its focus is smart contracts. That's probably what it is. If I go to rebuilding cryptocurrency, I think there's like a token built with this. So like it's like 2 coins, all this kind of stuff. I mean, like it's the same thing over and over again with these things. So crypto for the community. I want to see like what's their focus. This website is just too much. Scalable proof of work. Okay, they're throwing up high transactions per second. Cool. Not really a big deal because you don't really need that many because crypto's not even adopted that much. EVM compatible smart contracts. Okay, if you did watch the video on YouTube about the Quai network, the guy said that like smart contracts are impossible and like scalability on Caspa is like limited. He said it's only like gonna go to like 1,000 to 2,000 transactions per second. That's not even true. I mean, like when we go to 10 blocks per second, it's gonna be at 3,000 transactions per second already. And then smart contracts, he said smart contracts are impossible. I mean, there's really no proof for that because currently, like, that is the plan for Caspa to do smart contracts, and Jonathan is behind the smart contract effort. So, and if you go to the Caspa Foundation, like, and you scroll down, smart contracts are in the planning stage. Like, this foundation has actual investors that are putting money into this foundation to help support the development for smart contracts. So I don't think OKX and CoinPal and these other companies would be putting their money into this if they didn't think that it wasn't possible at all. So, well, we'll see what happens. Those are my thoughts on the Quai network. Hopefully I don't have to make a video. I'll just tell people to watch this live stream. It's not always a zero-sum game. Some things are valuable. I agree. That's why I hold Bitcoin and Caspa, because I don't agree that Bitcoin is in a zero-sum game versus Caspa. But there are a lot of things that are in a zero-sum game with Caspa. So, like, for example, in my opinion, I think Litecoin is in a zero-sum game with Caspa. It's either Caspa or Litecoin. So one of those are going to win in the longer run. But, yeah, some things are valuable, of course. I mean, it's crypto. Literally a dog with a hat is valuable to some people. So like, but what matters is the fact that like, is this going to maintain my wealth long term? A lot of these other coins, you're probably having to trade. You probably have to sacrifice peace of mind. You probably can't sleep well at night when you're holding these other things, especially they're so new. I know that's what the best time to get in these kind of coins, but I'm not interested in trading on all that kind of stuff. What is your prediction for Caspa price after this bull run, and do you have an exit strategy? Good question. I get this asked all the time. Price prediction for Caspa. it's such a hard number to throw out there because there's so many unknown factors. All I can do is give a guess of what I believe Caspa may be this year. And I'm just going to focus on this year just simply because looking like further out is just like, who knows what can happen. This year, personally, I'm expecting to see Caspa maybe be 50 cents to $1 this year. That's what I'm expecting to see. My personal I don't have an exit strategy. I'm not fully leaving Caspa. I don't think I ever will unless something fundamentally changes like crazy. But my plan with my current portfolio, and this is just for me. This shouldn't be for you because like everyone has different financial situations. But my current financial situation, my plan is to sell at the 50 cents area. That's going to be my first profit ever. I have never sold my Caspa. I've been just buying. I'm still buying today. But 50 cents area is kind of where my first profit taking will be. How much am I selling at that point? Well, my bag, when it gets to that point, it will probably be about 8 to 9% of my bag. So you may think that's a very low percentage. Well, I was able to accumulate a good amount of Caspa that would put me in a spot where I'm comfortable to take that profit. That will give me my initial investment back plus a little bit more. And also I would be able to avoid taxes because I've held it for over a year. And then I'm gonna let the rest of the Caspa just ride and see what happens. I mean, that's like my plan so far right now, to take some kind of profit. That profit is going to satisfy for where I want to be financially, mainly because I'm like focusing on moving out and getting a home. So I want to speed up that process of saving for a home. That would be by taking a profit from Caspa. But I'm currently, if Caspa continues the trajectory how it's going, it's something that I'm just going to be dollar cost averaging into for like the next decade. Like I truly do see it as like a something that can stick around for a decade, continue growing in value, especially if the SEC comes after Ethereum. That just makes things so much more bullish for Caspa because like Ethereum to me is just flawed. It's just a very flawed project for the long-term vision of it. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of capped out for its value, like how much it's going to grow. So I don't know. We'll see. But those are just my opinions. So I stopped liquidating gas. It's probably a great time to buy. I did. Oh, hope you take advantage. Cheap gas. Bitcoin, ETH, and CAS. Yeah, I want to stay away from Ethereum. I just don't like it at all. ETH Classic, ETH W, ETH Classic. Yeah. Wow, great explanation. You're welcome. Well explained. This allocation on Quai is so scammy, reminding of Tia, and people ape into these. Yeah, people ape into these because they know that the insiders have these allocations, and I didn't look deep enough into it, but they probably cannot sell for a certain time period. So people ape into them because they try to time it with these institutions that are not able to sell it until the future time. I just don't want to mess with that stuff because it's trading and it's kind of gambling basically too, because like it's very risky, very, very risky stuff. And for me personally in America, I mean, like if you're trading, like taxes are going to be ridiculous, and I already got to deal with taxes because of YouTube income, and that's annoying in itself. So don't want to make my taxes any harder than they already are until they get rugged. The value of cryptocurrency is that it is decentralized. It propagates the truth like a central authority can't or won't. So many central scammers in crypto close. Yeah, that's literally like these. I can't even call them cryptocurrencies because they're not doing the currency part at all. They're just crypto companies. And the whole point of cryptocurrency was to be decentralized. And they're sat in like tons of these projects are just throwing that out the window. Who cares? We're centralized. We're a company. We're not even hiding it, guys. We're a company. We're hiring people. Like, and it's just like, dude, like, okay, you just want to get a notice from the SEC one day. Like, you're just setting yourself up for failure as a project. So, Rust needs stable release. Yes. Cas, I don't think we'll see 10 cents again, like a 10% chance. I personally don't think we're going under 10 cents, but of course don't hold me to that. I don't know the future. I just don't think we will, just simply because we were at 10 cents for like how long? It was a long time when we were at 10 cents. Remember like beginning of this year? So, what is this? So yeah, we were like in the 10 cent area since December, and then we went a little bit under to the 9, came back to the 10. Yeah, so from like December to February, we were in 10 cents. So like it was for so long, so much buying pressure, like buying and selling pressure. It was just like an equilibrium right there. Now we're at that same level again, where people have probably been waiting forever. They're like, I want this 10 cents again. Like, because at 10 cents, it's like a psychological point. At 10, if it's 10 cents flat, you could put $100 in and get 1,000 Caspa. So like I miss those days when it was like $100, you get 1,000 Caspa. Now you get like 920, 930 because it's almost 11 cents. But I don't know. I feel like the buying pressure is very, very strong in this area. I was also looking at the RSI, and I'm not a trader. I barely look at charts like this all the time, but I do know very minor things about them. But I was looking at the RSI and like just looking at the long-term view of the RSI. And let me just put a line, a horizontal line of where the RSI is literally at right now. So if you're looking at the RSI, currently it's at a point where most of the time in the past, it was very close to the bottom. So every time it's hit this blue line, basically where I put it, you're close to the bottom. So, obviously history doesn't repeat, but sometimes it rhymes. And it's the same thing on the weekly chart. It's even crazier. The weekly chart, it's on the lowest it's ever been in like Caspa's history for the RSI. Look at that. It's broke these other levels that it's usually pumped after hitting them. It's went underneath it. So like never before has it been this low. So like we are really in like deep, just like oversold kind of territory almost on Caspa. Like it just keeps selling. But I mean, Caspa's been holding up really, really well despite Bitcoin going all the way back down to like 56 or 55 or something like that. The Caspa BTC chart doesn't look the best right now. Let me see. CAS USD. CAS BTC. This is the CoinEx chart, but maybe this one's good. Oh wait, I have it here. This is ugly. No, there's another way. CAS USD BTC USD. I think that's what it is. I forget what it is. What did I put? Something I put here. There we go. When I click this one, it gives me the CoinEx chart. I think it does, or it just doesn't have enough time. Like it's missing more months. This chart looks a little bit better than the one that was showing before for the Caspa Bitcoin chart. So, okay, so we've been flatlining right here in this area. Kind of like the 10 cents area. We're kind of doing that here. And even though Bitcoin did go down, when it went down, Caspa actually was holding really well. It hasn't dropped under this 10 cent area. So it's been pretty strong despite everything. A lot of people were upset that the whole market was pumping and Caspa wasn't pumping, but it's like you look at the whole market now and everything is like practically back to where they were like not even that long ago. So let me go to CoinMarketCap, because on CoinMarketCap I can get the year to date, and I just want to see where these things are. So apply changes. So okay, so let me customize this and put this over here. Oh, it's up here. My fault. Apply changes. Okay, so year to date, Bitcoin's only 39% year to date. Ethereum is only 30%. Doge is at 48. Ton is doing well. Cardano's just having a really, really bad year. Shiba's 122. Litecoin's only 10. Where's Kaspa at right now? Kaspa is at down 4% on the year to date. But yeah, a lot of coins were pumping when Caspa wasn't. But like, does it really matter that that happened? Because most of the coins are right back to where they were at the start of the year. Let me see where Litecoin's at. Litecoin is back at the $80. Let me see, where did it go to recently? And the thing is, Caspa just made an all-time high. So a month ago, yeah, it went to $100, and then it went right back. It's literally right back to the same levels it was in what, March of this year? Yeah, right back to it. It was a little bit lower in February, and now it's just a little bit higher. And I mean, with Caspa made a new all-time high. None of these coins made a new all-time high except for like Bitcoin, and Solana kind of made a new all-time high with the market cap, but it's diluted so much that the price didn't make a new all-time high. But nothing else made a new all-time high. So like, you got to think about it like that. Like, Caspa's chart just doesn't even compare to like all these other coins. It's making all-time high after all-time high, time and time again. And it's just like, what in the world? Like, yeah, like, what has made an all-time high this many times in a row? It's very, very rare. Very, very rare to see something like that. So truly something different is happening here. LOL 21 A6. Did I see you over on Red Panda this? Yeah, I was on Red Panda's live stream. Because I wanted to ask him a question because I'm getting a new miner, which I'm pretty excited about. Shout out to Bubblegum Lightning for hooking me up with Gold Shell. And their Gold Shell themselves are giving me the new KA box miner. I'm getting this on like Saturday. I had to buy the other parts for it. I think you need like a power supply and some other board that connects to the power supply and the cords. So I need to buy that stuff, and then it's gonna come in like next week. But I get this like on Saturday. But yeah, 1.18 terahashes at 400 watts. But yeah, I'm gonna get this miner, do a literal unboxing, review, and all that kind of stuff. I need to do an update on my KS0 Pro. We can actually take a look at that right now. This is my KS0 Pro. Currently, it's made 1,724 Caspa. And currently there is 44 Caspa pending to be sent to me, but I have my payouts at 80 Caspa. I've been having them pay me at 80 Caspa for about a month now, and it keeps getting longer and longer for that to happen. It used to be 8 days. It was 8 days, two times in a row. It took 8 days. And then this last one almost took 10 days. Very, very close to taking 10 days. But I think this time it's going to take 10 days because the network is now at 230 petahashes. But yeah, I was doing the math on this. I did it wrong. I was calculating for 1.8 terahashes, but it's actually 1.18. So my cost is 0. I'm getting it for free. It is not 400 gigahashes. It is 1,000. I'm gonna just put like 1,000. Because it's only 1.1. So it's like 1,000, 1,080, like that. Estimate break even. So obviously I'm gonna break even like right away. But basically it says that this thing is making close to about $5 a day right now. And shout out to Quarter of Stuff for making this calculator. It's called Caspa break even calculator. If you have a miner and you want to do these calculations, or you're thinking about buying a miner, this is a really good place. I'm pretty sure it does calculate the emission schedule, the fact that it does decline. You can also do other metrics here, like you could put the daily price increase to be a certain amount. You could put the daily hash rate increase to be a certain amount. But if the hash rate was to increase only at 100 terahashes a day, and we get 5 years later, I was calculating that long run, if I keep this thing running 24/7 in the long run, and hopefully it doesn't break within that time period, I'm estimated to get about 20,838 Caspa in the long run until this machine basically just like dies, which I probably won't get that much just because the hash rate will probably increase like crazy. Like in 2028, the hash rate's not going to be 367. Not at all. It's probably going to be that much by next year. So you probably got to put this to like 300. 300 increase a day. For 2027, the hash rate being 571. I still don't even think that's accurate. Let's put this 500. For 500 hash rate. Okay, 2027 hash rate 739. I think that's a little bit more reasonable. Probably not, but no matter what, it looks like I'm going to be coming out with 10,000 Caspa on this miner. Let's actually see how much 10,000 Caspa is right now. So like if you were considering to buy yourself this miner and you were going to think about, is buying Caspa more worth it or buying the miner more worth it? Well, 10,000 Caspa right now cost you about $1,071. So currently, I would say no, it's not. It's more worth it to buy Caspa because of the price that it's at. But once the price of Caspa gets to like, I would say like 13, 14 cents, if it ever gets back to 13, 14 cents, then this miner becomes a way better decision. Now, thankfully, I'm not purchasing this miner, so the only thing I did have to purchase was the power supply, the cords, and all that, which was about, I want to say it was about like $180. Oops, so 180. So 1,680 Caspa. So I'll make my money back on that. So I'm gonna just put 180 right here. It says I'm gonna make my money back by June. So in June, I'll make my money back from purchasing those items for the machine to work, basically. But yeah, these KA boxes are going for like a ridiculous amount everywhere else. Like ASIC miner, how much are they going for? So how much? Yeah, they're making about $5.19 a day. And then with electricity, you're making it like $4. How much they're going for? They're going for $1,700, 17, 18, 19, 19. Yeah, these things are expensive, man. They're flying off the shelves like no tomorrow. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to setting that up and mining some more Caspa. Are people using it as a currency anywhere? I know the miners accept it, but I don't know what else. I use Caspa as a currency. I pay my barber in Caspa every single time. Like that's the only payment he accepts now ever since I put him onto it. I pay my supporters in my private Discord chat because of the Patreon. I do a weekly giveaway of Caspa in there. So that's a currency basically. I'm giving away what people think is money. Like it's valuable, so they want it. But yeah, it's being used as a currency in other places. I mean, you can literally go to the Caspa.org website and you can go to merchants. And when you go to merchants, you could see the different places that are accepting Caspa. Tangem actually recently started accepting Caspa to purchase their cards, I believe, too. It looks like there's 62 people that have publicly put their places. Like my barber is not on here. I probably should tell him to get on here so that more people, if you guys are living in the Florida area, y'all can hit him, go to him and pay him some Caspa. But yeah. Do you believe Caspa is following the power law? Some people say it is. I don't really look at this anymore just because the power law is so, like, it could be manipulated so much. So is Caspa following the power law? Let's look. Past power law. So this is the power law. We're heavily under it. We've been heavily under it before, but this one looks pretty bad. But I don't know, when it comes to the power law, this line is just a fair price. But in actuality, like, they say like the price range is huge. Like right now, the power law for Bitcoin has Bitcoin being at like 30 something thousand to either 200 something thousand. So like it's a huge range. Like it's, I don't know, like the fair price, I wouldn't use this as a way to predict what Caspa is going to be doing. You know, like the predicted price for June 1st is 24 cents. Could it just rise up to that by June? Maybe. But yeah, I wouldn't use this as like a way to determine your buying strategy or anything like that. But I wouldn't hold too much faith into the power law. But it is interesting that however this thing works with the math behind it, I did the video on it, that supposedly only Caspa and only Bitcoin follow it. So that's pretty interesting. Do you think Caspa will have a major setback in the next bear market just like BTC, or will it continue its upward trajectory and deceive everyone selling and calculating with a cheap buy-in? I don't know. It's hard to know what's even going to happen this time around, because this time around I feel like everyone's expecting this bull market. Everyone's expecting this bull market. Everyone's just expecting it's going to be another bear market. But Bitcoin made a new all-time high before the halving, which has never happened before in the past. So I really just feel like it's completely different this time around. And like, just don't be so set on these cycles that you're going to follow them or time the top and stuff like that. Because personally for me, I'm like, if Bitcoin's not at a crazy new all-time high, like right now it's under all-time high, then that means I think Caspa is a buying opportunity still, because Bitcoin's not even at the all-time high, which historically in the past Bitcoin really moves the whole entire market. But who knows? Caspa did all of this without Bitcoin in a bull run. You know, Caspa's kind of been doing its own thing. So who knows what will happen in the future? Maybe Caspa continues to do its own thing. We can't know for sure. I just know that definitely the reason why this chart looks like this is because there are a lot more believers in Caspa than there are in a lot of other projects that have existed in the past like 15 years. So I think pretty much only like Ethereum has like the only similar chart of set of believers in it that just caused it to continuously rise. But it had first mover advantage in smart contracts. Bitcoin had first mover advantage in like cryptocurrency. Caspa now has first mover advantage in like the brand new proof of work standard, which is block DAC, and increasing block production, being the fastest layer one, and all that kind of stuff, while remaining decentralized. So we'll see what happens. What do you think about all these YouTubers saying 1, 2, 5, 10 this year or early next year? What's your take this cycle? Short term, long term, this cycle only? So yeah, I said earlier this year I'm only expecting 50 cents to $1, probably around there. And then the $5 to $10 range is the places where I personally am not setting my expectations that high. Now a lot of people think I'm just extremely bearish, but I'd rather just set my expectations low just so that I don't get disappointed and I don't get blindsided by just getting so euphoric thinking it's just going to go up forever and maybe make a mistake in buying too much at a very, very high price. But we'll see what happens. Well deserved, about 1,200. I need to hold 100K and up of Caspa. While only 10K have mined over 50K on unminable in the last 3 months. Barber is going to be rich. Yeah, he's excited about Caspa. The funny thing is, I'm actually just checking our stream real quick. We have, oh wow, we have 100 people watching. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. Leave a like if you are liking this stream. But thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Please leave your questions so that we could keep chatting it up. But funny thing is, I used to pay my barber in Bitcoin. And this was before I understood what I understand now about everything. But it's crazy. I was paying him Bitcoin using Cash App, which is a layer 2 solution, basically a custodial solution for Bitcoin, which defeats the whole purpose of cryptocurrency when you're paying people using a centralized custodian like Cash App. It defeats the whole purpose of crypto. Like, so now understanding all that kind of stuff and understanding that like Bitcoin has just like gone on this path of store of value only, pretty much. I mean, Caspa is the only alternative to keep the vision alive of peer-to-peer cash that still is very closely related to the original like Bitcoin proof of work protocol. Closely related, but drastically different at the same time. But I recently just purchased, let me grab it real quick. I recently just purchased the Bitcoin Standard because I've never read this book yet. I've learned a lot of what I know from YouTube, Bitcoin University. You guys already know. I read the book of Caspa, but never read the Bitcoin Standard. And I was like, you know what? Let me grab this and read this. I probably should have this knowledge in here, even though I probably know all the talking points that are going to be addressed in here. But I just want to see the view, like how people just are viewing Bitcoin. But from what I see, it's like it's really being viewed as like a digital gold, store value, don't sell it, hold it forever kind of thing. And for something to be money, like it has to be used. It should be used more, as much as possible. But now we got ETFs for Bitcoin, and that's not like yeah, number go up, but like that's really not that good. 4% of the supply is in the hands of ETFs now. Another 4% of the supply is in the hands of Satoshi, who has never sold his Bitcoin. So 8% of the supply is basically unmovable. Then you got all the supply that like of people dying and or losing their seed phrases and all that kind of stuff. So I want to say like maybe 20% of the Bitcoin supply can never be moved. So yeah, like number go up, but like guys, in a proof of work system, like it needs to be used so that it's functional longer term. And this is the problem. Like Bitcoin delays the inevitable to like 2140 when the block rewards are so low. Caspa delays the inevitable within the next decade because Caspa wants to like see it. Is this possible? Can a currency actually survive on proof of work, reliant on miners mining with no more like block reward? That's like a big thing about it. So that's why Caspa is on a trajectory to just gain adoption as quick as possible. And it's been doing really well. And a lot of people that are in Caspa really understand what's being built here. It's definitely once in a lifetime because no project has ever been built like this. If you don't mind me asking how much Caspa does the barber charge, I gotta figure out how much is that right now. I pay him, how much did I pay him? Like $30 for my cut. So 280 Caspa. Yeah, that's how much I give him. Now, mind you, before I pay him, I buy the Caspa and then pay him with that Caspa I just bought to avoid having to send my my holdings, the Caspa that I want to hold. So, because if you don't already know, like in the US, if you're sending cryptocurrency, like as a payment, that counts as a sell. So you can get taxed on that if they were to audit you or whatever. But I'm not trying to get in any trouble with that. So I buy it and then use it as the currency, which is fine. I mean, like that's just it's still being used as money. I'm trading worthless papers for something that has value so that I can give it to somebody. Do you think the bull run will end earlier since we reached all time before having? I feel we are halfway through the bull run. I really don't know, man. I ain't gonna sit here and try to act like I know. All I do know is that the fact that it did happen earlier, just be ready for something different to happen. Chart really looks like it's bottoming, and with Rust and KRC20 coming soon, I don't know, it looks too easy. We'll see. Gold needs silver. It's interesting that Bitcoin University recently unblocked me on Twitter. I don't know if you guys watched my recent news video, but he finally unblocked me on Twitter because someone asked him to unblock me. And like we kind of had our discussion a little bit, but same Bitcoin talking points. I don't blame him. He just wants to protect his wealth as much as I do as well. But he says that the digital silver narrative for Caspa is like it's a scammy thing that project founders do just to like scam people. They name digital silver because Bitcoin, but then he goes into saying that Bitcoin doesn't have a divisibility problem. So there's no need for silver because Bitcoin, can be very, very small. It could be in Satoshis. And I'm like, the digital silver narrative for Caspa is mistaken so many times. So many people take the silver narrative so literally for Caspa. And it's like, that's not the point. The point of the silver narrative for Caspa is the fact that silver was used more than gold. So if we're looking at the digital world of Bitcoin being gold, Caspa being silver, Caspa should be used more than gold. So, like if I go Bitcoin transactions per day. So currently, Bitcoin's doing 478,000 transactions per day. And Litecoin was also labeled as digital silver. And let's see per day. Let's see how many transactions. So usually it does do a lot. It does do a lot more than Bitcoin. So let's see here. Transactions in the last 24 hours. It didn't do more than. See it. Look, this is exactly what I'm talking about here. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Why is my internet being dumb? Okay, so Bitcoin is doing 478,000 transactions per day. We go to Litecoin, that was labeled digital silver. It's doing 197,572 transactions per day. So it failed at being digital silver because it's not used more than Bitcoin. People use Bitcoin more than Litecoin. So Caspa's trying to be able to become a digital silver, meaning that it will be used more than Bitcoin. Now you got to give Caspa the benefit of the doubt because it's only been around for like 3 years, not even, barely 3 years. Litecoin's been around for 13 years. You see what I mean? Like, and if we're looking at Caspa today, the fact that it's only been around for not that very long. Today it's doing about almost, it usually does about 120,000 transactions per day, but a lot of those transactions are just the miners getting rewarded Caspa for mining a block. But regular transactions, meaning transactions that are just normal people moving Caspa around, is 40,000. So, I mean, I think that's pretty good for the fact that it's only been around for so long, and there's not even like that much use case on it yet. But of course, we're expecting this to rise as the adoption rise for Caspa. It's in a very good light already. So I'm not too worried about Caspa struggling to do this in the future. Bitcoin fail mass usage because slow, but make trust and proof of work. Exactly. This is why I still hold Bitcoin, and this is why Caspas could be viewed as so valuable, because Bitcoin provides a lot of trust in the consensus mechanism of proof of work. So it's easier to trust Caspa long term because we have an example of proof of work behind us that has 15 years of a pretty good successful track history in terms of reliability and like price appreciation. So now when we're looking at Caspa, you don't see it as risky because it's not using like a proof of stake mechanism, where in proof of stake mechanisms, the only good proof of stake mechanism that we've seen has been Ethereum, and that's pretty much it. A lot of the other ones are just, they're not doing that well against Bitcoin and stuff like that. And if the project isn't doing that well against Bitcoin long term, you got to like reconsider, like, should you just be holding this project still, or should you just be buying Bitcoin instead? So the Bitcoin standard definitely leaves open the option for a superior option. You see, and this is why I got it, because some people were posting pictures of like a line that's talked in there about if something else was to like replace Bitcoin or something like that. I want to read that and like see their thoughts on it, because definitely that would be against the Bitcoiners' ideology of something else being a superior option. That would be completely against what they believe. Like, it's like, oh my goodness, nothing can be better than Bitcoin. That's impossible. But I hate when they don't give any good arguments as to why. They just say, scam, it's a scam, it's a scam, it's an altcoin, it's a scam. And they don't even tell you why. And it's like, Bitcoiners would be doing a whole lot better as a community if they would just simply focus on educating everybody, like explaining why they believe this way, instead of writing a lot of people off. Check pages 250 to 251. He talks about a possible better option. I have the book right next to me. 250 to 251. I don't know. Do I want to read it ahead of time, or do I want to just kind of like read through everything? Let's see. Oh, he gets into altcoins, a return of sound money. Another possibility for derailing Bitcoin would be through the invention of a new form of sound money that is superior to Bitcoin. Many seem to think that the other cryptocurrencies that mimic Bitcoin could achieve this, but it is my firm belief that none of the coins that copy Bitcoin's design can compete with Bitcoin on being sound money, for reasons discussed at length in the next section of the chapter. Primarily, Bitcoin is the only truly decentralized digital currency which has grown spontaneously as a finely balanced equilibrium between miners, coders, and users, none of whom can control it. It was only ever possible to develop one currency based on this design, because once it becomes obvious that it is workable, any attempt at copying it will have been a top-down and centrally controlled network which will never escape the control of its creators. So when it comes to Bitcoin structure and technology, it is highly unlikely that any coin that copies it could replace Bitcoin. A new design and technology for implementing digital cash and hard money might produce such a competitor, although it is not possible to predict the emergence of such a technology before it is created. And a familiarity with the problem of digital cash over the years will make it clear that this is not an invention that would be easy to devise. Yeah, definitely leaves the door open for something to come in. And this is the thing, Caspa doesn't just straight up copy Bitcoin. It doesn't straight up copy it. It builds upon it. Bitcoin complements Caspa. Hey, I mean, I can be wrong. I can be wrong. And if I'm wrong, okay, I'll take the L. I still have Bitcoin. I'm still holding Bitcoin, still buying Bitcoin. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, be crazy to see what happens within the next decade. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it just, to me, it seems like a no-brainer just because of the fact that, like, if we look at history, technology always gets better. It doesn't stagnate. It doesn't stay the same. It gets better. Digital currencies, at the end of the day, are technologies being built. And I believe that if it's done right, it's done correctly, it could be possible. And I'm not saying that, and again, I really not trying to say Caspa is going to replace Bitcoin like overnight or tomorrow or next year or this bull market or anytime ever. You know, could maybe never happen, because I still believe that Bitcoin does have some place in the store value world, which is a big, big market. You know, that store value world is a big market. But the same way how other currencies exist today, I think it can exist in the digital world. And you need both store value and medium of exchange properties for something to be considered money. You can't just be store value, and that's the problem with Bitcoin, is that it's going to struggle with the medium of exchange area. Now they say layer 2 solutions, but like that's just, bro, like we're in 2024. Why are we going to be reliant on custodial layer 2 solutions to scale Bitcoin? Like, they should have done hard forks in the very early days, because now it's just like it's not good. It's not good where they're at. But I still think in like the next decade, Bitcoin's still gonna grow into that. I think it should be worth more than gold, in my opinion. Thank you for telling me those pages though, because I think that was an interesting read, and I bet everyone liked it. You buy it with Uphold? No, I don't buy Caspa with Uphold. I buy Caspa with Change Now and Robinhood. I have a video that explains that. Change Now. So right here, this video, how to buy and store Caspa in your own wallet, USA. What I do is I buy XLM on Robinhood. I send the XLM to Change Now, which is a swap app. It's not an exchange. It's like you give up custody of your crypto for a little bit, and then they take it and then they swap it into Caspa for you and give it to you. And that's what I use. I have read description on there because if you look at the Change Now terms, it says that the USA is not, like, you're not supposed to use Change Now in the USA unless you make an account. You don't need KYC for the account though. It's just email, password. You can do this. You could choose not to do this. I mean, the only risk is the fact that Change Now could just like block your account or ask you to do a KYC, but that's like never happened before. They've never done that before to anyone that I know of. But a tip that some people don't know is if you do make an account with them on the app, whenever you make a swap, you get cash back in like their token. That's obviously a token that you don't want to hold forever. But you get cash back in their token, and then what you could do is just like cash that token out. And I just cash it out and put it back into Caspa. So you get cash back when you do make an account. Email, password is all you need. What else about that? You could also use Tangem. Tangem has a built-in service for Change Now and Changely and something like that. So you could send your XLM to Tangem and then just swap directly in Tangem. You don't even need another app. You just buy XLM on Robinhood. You can use Coinbase. You can use anywhere that you can normally get crypto. Buy a coin that's cheap, fast to use, and then you could just send it to your Tangem wallet, swap it there, or you could just send it directly to Change Now. Change Now also has a website. Change. Yeah, you see, you go to this website here. This is Change Now. Literally, like, it's super simple. I buy XLM. I look for Caspa. I put the amount of XLM that I'm going to send. I create the exchange. Boom. Send it. Swap into Caspa. These aren't as bad with doing it this way. I typically lose anywhere from between maybe like $4 at most, but that's very rare. That's probably when the market's like very volatile. A lot of times I lose maybe like 30 cents to a dollar on fees, like most of the time. And I'm doing $100 swaps. I've done higher swaps, like I've done $1,000 before in that swap, and it's like a $10 fee, which isn't completely ridiculous, but that's how I get it in the US. Could be a coincidence, but ETH BTC is down only since ETH switched to proof of stake. Yeah, I've noticed that. And that's why I believe Ethereum is looking like it might have topped out. It might never make an all-time high against Bitcoin again. Who knows? But definitely, ETH and the SEC are getting into something. So, Sailor predicts. So this is 15 minutes ago. Sailor predicts SEC will designate Ethereum as a security and deny spot ETF applications this summer. I hope they do. I'm just not a fan of Ethereum. I think, the foundings of Ethereum is very, very corrupt. It's not a currency. Smart contract platform. Ethereum's behind literally like 99% of all the scams that exist in this space. It's behind all the junk in this space. Caspa is the only proof of work project to increase TPS by more blocks instead of increasing the block size. Well, that's not entirely true. I feel like there's been another coin that's done it. Was there another coin? No. I think all other coins just increase block time, but they never increase block production. Trying to think. I feel like there was one. No, I don't. It might be. That might be true. Kaspa is the only coin to increase block production, per second. But it's not the first to increase block times. There have been other projects that's increased the block times. I don't think any of them have got it to 1 second. I think they've gotten it pretty close. But regardless, yeah, block production, having 10 blocks per second, like at once, I don't think that's happened. That's called then BTC Maxis naturalistic fallacy. Yeah. BTC Maxis. And I'm hoping that, we create a new set of Maxis with Caspa. Not Caspa Maxis, but Maxis for a neutral layer 1 money system that can protect our value, is proof of work, and follow those things. So like a lot of Caspa people still have Bitcoin and they like Bitcoin because they understand that like without Bitcoin there's no Caspa. So if anything, like I'm a proof of work maxi. But yeah, like you can only solve the trilemma once. Caspa solved it. So for another project to come in and compete with Caspa, it's very difficult. What are they gonna solve that can be something to compete with Caspa? Because Caspa's built new standards. So like for the past 15 years, there was Bitcoin, and then you've had like over 80 different crypto projects that were built with the Bitcoin code. So all those copycats. Now we have Caspa, and now we're getting a bunch of these coins copying Caspa. Because like now it's like, why would I copy Bitcoin's code? Because it's old and there's no point of copying that code. It's old. Now there's Caspa. So Caspa, to me, Caspa is like the next standard for how proof of work is going to move forward and actually continue to gain value against proof of stake and whatever other consensus mechanisms that are out there. And that was written many years before Caspa came on scene. So kudos to Safedine for admitting the possible better technology that has arrived in Caspa. Man, if only these people, like the dude who wrote this book and Michael Saylor, I wish I could just hear their opinion on Caspa. Like I want to hear like just them see it and give an honest opinion, not like it's just another altcoin. Who cares? But the true store of value is Bitcoin, and the true cryptocurrency is Caspa. I agree to that. I don't think Bitcoin is really doing the currency part as much. I don't want to send my Bitcoin anywhere. The Bitcoin I buy now is literally like, to me, I'm like, hey, I'm not selling this ever. I'm just gonna keep holding it for longer term. Caspa Graph Inspector KGI of testnet is just genius. Yeah, I need to be. That's what I should be showing when I'm talking. Caspa NG. Caspa NG. How many people are on here? Let's see. We got 84 viewers. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a fun stream talking about this stuff. Block Dag. Alright. You guys are going to witness greatness. Hold on. I'm on mainnet. I got to go to testnet 11. This is 10 blocks per second. Right now. Here we go. Oh boy. I got to take off the grid. There we go. That's what we have to have showing while we're talking. 10 blocks per second. Oh, and let's do the comparison to Bitcoin. Let's look at their blocks. Let's see how fast they're moving. All right. We got to wait 10 minutes for this block to kind of be done. But I ain't waiting that. Over here. This is better to look at. Nothing will ever replace the grandfather BTC. I'm sorry, but new coins come along every bull and try to pick ones you think will grow faster than BTC, sell into BTC. I understand what you're saying. That's why I don't personally believe it's going to replace Bitcoin. I say if a coin had a chance to replace Bitcoin, I would say Caspa has the best shot at doing it, but I really don't think that's like the goal. And also, your comment about new coins come along every bull run. Yes, new coins do come along every bull run, but when was there a coin that was attempting to be money or attempting to actually be a currency and brought in something new innovation? Like, it's been a very long time. There's like no one has really expounded on the gap that is wide open, which is digital currency. A coin hasn't fulfilled that yet. Bitcoin hasn't fulfilled that yet. So I think the market's still wide open for someone to take it. Oh, I use Uphold, but maybe your way is better. I used to use Uphold. I just didn't like the fees and getting the money on there, because you could either do debit you could do debit card, which is high fees, or you could do like you could deposit with your bank, but then you got to wait a couple days. What changed now on Robinhood, you can deposit your money on Robinhood with your debit card instantly, no fees. I could do $3,000 a day with my debit card on Robinhood with absolutely no fees at all. So, and then I can withdraw right away. I don't gotta wait any days. So that's why I use Robinhood. Target Caspa hit is $2. I think we hit floor. Oh, do stop liquidating Caspa BTC S. We probably. A lot of people flooding Caspa don't even know 10 BPS has been running in testnet for a while now. Yeah. 10 BPS is done. Rust is done. This is all done. This is just, it's just running now just to test it. And this is testing it at like max capacity. So with tons of transactions coming in, that won't even be the case. And it's running this well. So yeah, like 10 BPS is done. Rust is done. Everything is just being tested still, finalized, making sure there's just nothing, no hiccups. I don't know how to explain it more to people. I'm like, do you guys want a hard fork to fix an error that you have to roll back the chain like Ethereum had to do? No, you don't want that. Like, you don't want those kind of issues to come up. So take as long as you need. Like, not saying like it's not like you only have one shot at this, but you kind of do. You kind of want to make it seem like you have one shot at trying to do this right. If you mess up, it really could set you back a lot. So take as long as you need. Yeah, I mean like on the Caspa BTC chart, it's just straight. It straight looks like it's bottomed. We've just been stuck here for a while now. Like, look at this. Just chilling here, up and down, up and down. But how are the pools looking? I have a feeling this isn't accurate. Just in case anyone gets worried, this could be solo miners, and I believe some of the pools are not all listed here. It's like glitched. Where's hero miners on here? Okay, because I use hero miners for Caspa. I wonder how pooling is. Because they added Caspa now. They have an app too. I don't know. I like hero miners. It's been very, very easy to use. Oh, my KS0 Pro doing more hash rate than normal. It always does that. Randomly, it just goes to like 240, 250 out of nowhere. My average 24-hour hash rate for my KS0 Pro is usually over what's advertised, which is nice to see. But yeah, we're at 44. Yeah, I can't wait to get my new miner though. Test that thing out. Mining is actually like, it's really fun. I don't want to spoil sport, but Caspa will also be the better store of value since it establishes security more efficiently than BTC at the same hour. So in a way, maybe, but okay. The store value property, it's much more difficult to beat when you're looking at Bitcoin because Bitcoin has two things that Caspa can never compete with. The first is 15 years, well, maybe three things. So I'm going to say the first is Satoshi, who made Bitcoin, having 4% of the supply never moved. Okay, so like the founding of Bitcoin is very, very unique. Number two is Bitcoin has a 21 million supply, much less because of Satoshi, ETFs, and all that kind of stuff. But Bitcoin has a 21 million supply, which is much, much more scarce than Caspa's 28 billion supply. And then number three, Bitcoin has 15 years of history reliability. Caspa's way too new to just beat it in store value. Like it just that won't happen. I don't think so. Those are the reasons why, in my opinion. I like using Caspa pool. Why do you mine with a pool instead of solo? Better return? Yeah, mining, like solo mining. Well, I only have one KS0 Pro. So you're competing with the whole entire network, which the whole entire network is currently sitting at like 230 petahashes. My thing is only 200 gigahashes. So if I'm doing solo mining, like it's not gonna be as good. I've seen some people switch to solo mining and they pretty much get the same amount almost. You just have to deal with more variance, meaning that like you're gonna get your payouts. Like you could go 3 months without making any Caspa, and then the fourth month you find like 5 blocks in a day, and that basically made up for all the months that you didn't even make Caspa. But some people don't like that variance. I don't personally like that variance because that is still a chance. Like there's a chance that can happen. There's a chance that you just won't find anything. because the network hash rate is too difficult right now. So with pool mining, I get a for sure, like, I'm gonna get paid within at least this amount of time every single week. It's just so I have less variance. But if I had more miners, I would be solo mining on Caspa, especially at 10 blocks per second. More blocks coming out, then you have less variance. That's why increased block production is so much better for miners, because solo mining is encouraged, which is really, really good for decentralization, because we don't want a lot of miners on one singular pool. Bitcoin University actually made a video about the pool centralization issue today. And he was just talking about the fact that, or if I go to mining hash rate and we actually look at Bitcoin here. We look at Bitcoin here and we go down here to the hash rates. So right now, Foundry USA has 25% of the hash rate, and Antpool has another 25% of the hash rate, and they both have 0.4. So right now they have 50.8% of the hash rate. So that means that any point, if this just goes up to another percent, these two pools have 51% of the hash rate, which in Bitcoin, you need a 51% of the hash rate to come in and attack. Now, a lot of people just say like, oh, like Bitcoin centralized just because of this. Well, that's not the case. Okay, you got to also realize that Foundry is a USA-based pool. Antpool is a China-based pool. So for the US and China to collude to try to attack Bitcoin, that's a stretch. I mean, they barely can get along with anything else, and they're going to get along with this. Not only that, you got to also remember that mining pools does not equal centralization. What would be centralization is mining facilities all connected to this one pool. And let's say Antpool actually owns all the miners that are connected to their own pool. That's a problem. But most likely, like, it's happened before in the past where pools have just done things, they've colluded, or they've just started doing things that were just nonsense. And when they do that stuff, the miners, they simply choose another pool, and the issue is resolved. So, and just know that when a pool does something malicious, like, you literally just crucified your company for good. You killed it. No one's going to trust your company again. So it's a huge risk if you ever want to take an attack on Bitcoin. It goes much deeper in that, but I give you a basic overview of it. It goes much deeper in that. It's not as easy as people make it seem. It might be, but with Caspa, it solves this issue, because more block production means that solo miners don't have to go to pools, because they will find blocks in a much better time span and not have to wait. Like with Bitcoin, if you wanted to solo mine on Bitcoin right now, it could take like years before you find a block. In Caspa, you can have, like, I've seen the math or something like that, but you can have millions of people solo mining and it will still be okay. Like, they're going to get rewarded pretty consistently. Of course, depending on your hash rate and stuff like that. But more blocks solves that issue. Why not mining solo? More fun. If I'm mining solo, I almost feel like back in the day when I used to play Pokemon, I used to shiny hunt, and I'm gonna feel like I'm shiny hunting. Like, I'm literally just like, all right, let's see if I'm gonna get one today. Like, I just don't like it. And also, I don't have the equipment to have a node running 24/7. I know you could solo mine on like a pool, but I feel like that still kind of defeats the purpose. Like, just pool mine if you're gonna solo mine on a pool. If I'm going to solo mine, I want to literally run my own node. But I don't have the equipment for that right now. Maybe in the future I'll get the equipment for that, which is buying a mini PC that can run the Caspa node 24/7. But I would rather do that when, like, I have my own house and stuff like that. Like, right now in an apartment, I don't want to be using that much electricity. With the KF0 Pro, you'll be lucky if you hit a solo block in a month. Yeah, exactly. How many ASICs you got? I have one ASIC. I have a KS0 Pro, but I have the KA box coming on Saturday, and I'll be making a video about that soon when I do get it. More consistent returns. Solo is hit and miss. Yep. Holy dude, you need more miners. Bro, right now, looking at the math, buying Caspa is just a better idea right now than buying a miner because they're just so expensive. The KA box I'm getting as a gift from Gold Shell so that I can review it on the channel. Shout out to Bubblegum Lightning for hooking me up with that. But I don't want to buy these miners, man, because if I buy them, it would have been better just purchasing Caspa itself at the current prices because you're just not getting the value for these miners at the moment. No fees and at 10 BPS, get at least one more per V. Yeah. The issue with solo mining also is the fact that hash rate keeps going up and block reward keeps going down every month. So in the end, it really won't ever equal out. Yeah, the emission rate does go down very, very fast. So solo mining would only make sense if you do have a higher hash rate in the current state of Caspa with 10 blocks per second. I'm seriously gonna have to get you another ASIC. I remember for my next bulk order. Go Ice River, the new Gold Shows lit to 1.1. Yeah, I'm excited though, because I'm gonna be having the KS0 Pro now, the Gold Shell. So I'm gonna be having like 1. I think it's what 1.3 terahashes now that I got. Which if I go to the hash rate calculator or converter, and we go to terahashes and we do 1.3. Yeah, look at that. Like, so this is how much my miners will have. 1.3 terahashes. The Caspa network is currently sitting at 227 petahashes. I only have 0.001 of the effect on that on the whole entire network with my mining. So solo mining just wouldn't. It ain't it. Mining is addictive. I have about 40 GPUs, 4 ASICs, and 1 FGPA miner. How to stop myself from buying more? Yeah, honestly, like, whenever the KS0 Pro bricks, which probably will be a very, very long time before it does, where, like, it's just making absolute, like, it's making an amount that's just not worth it, I'll probably have to go mine some other coin, like Cedra or something like that, with it, and just sell it for Caspa. So that's probably what I'll maybe have to do. These other coins, like these hard forks of Caspa, man, dude, they're just liquidities for getting more Caspa. Like literally everyone's using them as liquidity to get more Caspa. Like I remember everyone was asking me about Pirin, whatever, because oh my goodness, it was pumping, and oh, you know, these Caspa maxis, they're just sold. And I'm like, bro, I think I had like a little pump again today. What, 33%? Yeah, but okay. Look what it did. I mean, it went from 20, it was higher than this. It was like at 24 cents or something like that. All the way back down to 4 cents in like seconds, bro. So many people were telling me, yeah, dude, I'm just mining Pirin and just swapping into Caspa like right away. Like, so I'm like trying to warn people, like, dude, your liquidity. Like, don't be an investor in this coin. Like, maybe mine it and swap out. Like, that's probably a smart thing to do if you really want to test your luck with that. But there were some people that were trying to be investors in this coin. I'm like, dude, it's a hard fork of Caspa. Hard forks of Caspa make absolutely no sense right now. Like, there's nothing that they're offering that's like better. Like, oh, it has smart contracts. Like, Bro, this doesn't even have smart contracts yet either. But it's not offering like, dude, everything else has smart contracts. Like the smart contracts will be significant when it's built on Caspa. So these hard forks on like these people who are making these hard forks, like why don't you just work on Caspa and build smart contracts for it? Like I don't get it. It to me it's just a money grab. That's how I view hard forks on Caspa. They just make no sense to me. 21 Caspa A6 originals and pros. Wow, the latest from me did cost. Finding a block and proof work is only a matter of electricity consumption versus difficulty. Back to 10.5. I'm already. There we go. We got our first person telling us. I'm already mining Cedra and trading for Caspa. Okay, guys, just if anyone is thinking that I should invest into Cedra, dude, do your own research. But that's just my opinion. It's not worth it. Where you buy Caspa to put it at Tangent Wallet. I explained this a little bit earlier, but I do have a video about it. If you go to my channel and search up Change Now. Oh, now it doesn't want to show up. Nope, I don't know how to spell. Search up Change Now. This video right here. How to buy and store your Caspa in your own wallet, USA. Read description. This explains how I buy Caspa. If you want to see about the Tangent wallet, my latest video about Tangent right here, Tangent 2.0 deep dive, security review, unboxing, and how to purchase crypto within the app. I show how to buy Caspa within the app and everything. So that's another way. Those two videos will probably help you. I bet pretty much all of it. Perrin solves the quadrilemma. So they just made that up now. Yo, when smart contracts? Soon. Current Caspa value is worth to buy. I mean, I'm still buying. I would suggest you do your research and come to that decision on your own. If it's still worth to buy, I'm personally still buying. But yeah, do your research. I got tons of videos about Caspa. You can learn about it. Come to that conclusion on your own. Make sure you understand what you are purchasing. But these things are my opinions, not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing with my money. I'm mining Carlson on a mineable and getting paid out in Caspa on some of my GPUs. Bro, Carlson has died. That was another one that I made a video about that one and everyone was like, oh my goodness. Carlson! No, not this. What the heck? It was like, it looks like someone. Okay, because two people said I'm mining Cedra, I'm mining Carlson. It looks like someone had like everyone decided to like go mine those coins for a little bit now because they were like they were like bottoming low. Like yeah, like look at this, man, 0.005. Holy moly. Wow, just looks like all the proof of works that exist for Bitcoin, like I said, was gonna happen. Tried to warn people, but how does the max chart look? Tough. Just be careful, guys. Be careful. All right, well, man, how long we've been? This live stream is an extra long one for you guys. We've been on for, oh man, almost 2 hours. I'm getting tired. I've been up since 7 a.m. All right. So tomorrow, I have. Wow, that was actually pretty cool. Holy moly! But I think I have planned one more video for this week, and I don't know when I'm gonna make it. This video is a video that a dude's been asking about for a while. I feel bad. Um, yeah, I think my plan is to make it tomorrow sometime and then upload it on Saturday. But it's gonna be explaining Caspa pruning. It's gonna be explaining UTXOs, nodes, and Caspa pruning. Because to understand Caspa pruning, I think it's important to understand UTXOs and nodes. Understanding those things will kind of lay the foundation to get into pruning and explaining that the best I can, most basic way possible, the way I understand it, basically. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm aiming on doing. But yeah, the plan. Okay, what else are y'all saying? Can you get Matthew Cratter aware of Cath? Oh, he is very, very well aware. Trust me, I've talked to him already about it. He blocked me in the past. He recently unblocked me. We talked about it a little bit more. He just does his bit like it's just gonna be Bitcoin talking points. His biggest. I have a video actually responding to one of his opinions about it. Bitcoin University. Bitcoin University. Caspa will never catch up to Bitcoin. This was his whole argument against Caspa. It won't catch up to Bitcoin. It's 10 years behind Bitcoin. I discussed that in this video when he said those things. So he's well aware about Caspa, but he recently did want to learn more about it. And I have a feeling it's because he's realizing that his arguments aren't the best, and he probably wants to formulate better arguments. Or maybe, just maybe, it's coming around to him, and one day he'll understand, like, you know what? Maybe there is a second best. No, there's I doubt that will ever happen. I run testnet 11. I have peer labeled. When I was searching, Michael Sutton mentioning a Caspa node out there running in memory of Jimmy Watt. Any other Jimmy is. I don't. The plan is to buy and forget for about 10 years. GG, thanks for your hard work, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Was fun, sir. Well, the forks have ASIC resistance. I think that's a good move. ASIC resistance, man, is not. It's just not a. If you're ASIC resistance, you're already not permissionless, because to have like, you're reliant on the team to always have to hard fork, because if it ever gets adopted, there's no such thing as ASIC resistance. What you can do is make an algorithm that resists current ASICs that exist. But if it gets popular, these mining companies, they're gonna build an ASIC, and then you're reliant once again on the developers to come up with a new mining algorithm, which kind of makes it a little too centralized, because you continuously reliant on a group of people to keep changing something. So you don't, like, it just increases the risk of becoming too centralized to be resistant to ASICs. It's just a natural way of things. It's only good because, yeah, there's a lot of GPU miners that are just always looking for a coin that will be profitable again so that they can sell it and buy BTC again. Like, that's pretty much it. It's just the GPU guys are just like, we need a coin that I can use my GPUs on and sell it and get more BTC or buy more GPUs. Some people are just GPU miners for life. That's the only thing I got against Caspa. They too pro ASICs. If we didn't do ASICs, man, like, the network could not handle what the goal of it is trying to achieve. So Caspa's trying to achieve, like, mass adoption, usage like crazy. if you're on GPU miners, like you want to be on more powerful hardware so that the network is more robust and secure and faster. Having more miners can actually increase the speeds of the network a little bit. Very minor. Like Bitcoin is not like blocks can take 10 minutes, but sometimes they come out a little bit faster. But if the like mining hash rate was to just decline very fastly, it will hurt the speed of like the blocks, and now it could take like 11 minutes or 12 minutes. So being ASIC resistant is just a forever long. You're delaying the inevitable forever. The developers are not going to be alive forever. How are you going to coordinate longer term? This is the thing. Like we're trying to build a cryptocurrency project that can be viewed and be like, yeah, this can last for many years, more than 50 years. So you got to think about those things. Like if you want to make something that's going to last 50 years, if you're ASIC resistant, you're going to eventually, if it does get to a popularity level of like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all that kind of stuff, you're there's going to be people who make dedicated hardware to mine that hashing algorithm. There's no such thing as resistance. It's always going to continuously get better. Like the hardware is always going to get better. So okay. What's in your DaVinci? I'm gonna answer a few more questions. What's in your DaVinci? He said he's a holder and bullish on his last stream with Carl, but he mentioned that the community is kind of toxic when he asked about the security. Could you explain? Well, okay, that's a whole drama thing, which I'm not really a fan of. I did videos on his concerns and I answered them. The thing is, he went to the wrong places to put out his concerns, which is Twitter or X, whatever. He put his concerns out there, and of course, there's gonna be people like he says, "Oh, the community. Every community has toxic people, because every that's like, dude, there's people in the Bitcoin community that are just as toxic too. Like, I don't understand. You can't label a community as toxic. Like, there's always people that are gonna be seem louder because the people who are quiet, who understand what's going on, we're not, I'm not trying to be toxic. Like, I explained his concerns in these videos, wasn't toxic about it. Just, hey, he said this is what's actually happening. He said this is what's actually happening. Hey, look at this, point this out. So he has two videos that he can look at where I addressed where he was concerned about security issues or stuff like that. And I think he was talking to the Telegram of Caspa, and people were just being rude. Because, like always, people are going to be like that. And I encourage people to not be like that, because it does hurt the community, because then you got these bigger influencers who are just like, Caspa's toxic. But I love the coin, it's bullish. Da, 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 da. And then someone who's not really well versed would be like, oh, it's toxic, I'm going to just stay away. Not understanding that, like, you can't really label a coin as toxic or a community as toxic, because there's always people in every community that are going to be a certain way. But yeah, I have these two videos that talk about his concerns. Yes, true, but the algo can get GPUs competitive against ASICs. Yeah, but you still got to deal with the problem that, like, it's impossible to prevent someone from building hardware that's dedicated to mining a ASIC resistant algorithm. So then eventually there's going to be like an ASIC that comes out, basically. And then you have to change the algo, and changing the algo is a hard fork. You want to prevent from having too many hard forks on a network. So being ASIC resistant will make inevitability future hard forks a must always. And it's like, yeah, proof of work needs to be ASIC. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, what chain on there? Castbot's NFTs was like something done by OKX. I don't really know too much about it. Um, I don't remember how it worked. I think they already went out and you need an OKX account or something like that. Some algos can still make GPUs able to coexist with ASICs. Yeah, but then that means that GPUs are gonna like, wouldn't that mean that it's gonna be killing the GPU miners eventually? Like how would they ASICs are better. Like they're gonna always be much more efficient than GPUs. So eventually the GPUs will get taken out again. Like I don't get how that would work. ETH headquarters is overseas, so the SEC can't go after them, can they? Whereas Ripple XRP headquarters in USA, and this was vulnerable. Not necessarily. Um, because some of the people, I think individuals received Ethereum, and they live in the USA. So it'll be interesting. I don't know exactly. Like, I mean, if they try to sue the foundation, I'm trying to think of a time. Have they ever sued? No, they could. I mean, they went after Binance and got CZ in jail. Binance is not in the US. Binance is based out of the US. So yeah, I don't think it would be a problem actually. All right. Well, that was fun, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Before we go, if you do want the Caspa um Caspa Tantrum cards, they're still out there. 611 left. All you gotta do is go to caspa.tantrum.com, and if you use the code Caspa Silver at the checkout, you get 10% off. I do receive a commission for that, and I thank you for considering purchasing that to secure your crypto and store it offline off of exchanges. Also, check out the Patreon. This is a great way to support my work. If you do appreciate my work, you can come and support my Patreon. I do have a video that explains my Patreon here, but I do have different tiers here. All of these tiers, doesn't matter which one you get, you'll get lifetime access to YouTube videos before they go out to anyone, and a chat room in my Discord server. If you buy any of these, now the best one to buy is the $15 a month one, because this one will get you full access to the Discord. I can go ahead and show you guys that real quick. So if you do purchase any of the lower tiers, you're going to get access to this lower tier right here. Let me go ahead and go into the roles and show you what role you're going to get. So if you purchase the lower tiers, you're going to get the Caspa Silver supporter role, and you'll only have about this much channels, but you'll get my YouTube videos before they go live to everyone else. You'll get to be in this chat room where you can say whatever, and this is lifetime access. Doesn't matter how much you donate. You do it one time, you cancel, and you'll always be able to be in here and get these two channels, YouTube videos and just supporting chat. If you buy the $15 a month one, you're gonna get way more access, such as giveaways. I do weekly giveaways where I give Caspa away to my supporters. You're also going to get more channels to talk about like dedicated things, a little bit more organized and stuff like that. You're going to be able to also see my crypto portfolio. I only hold Caspa BTC, but you can see exactly how much I hold. You can see my retirement portfolio because I do hold stocks. You can see my net worth, how I'm holding, storing my money, whatever. Tech help, spiritual help, extra money help, Google Sheets. Just, you get way more. And But it doesn't matter. If you cancel at any time, you'll just get demoted to supporter. And while you are a supporter, you'll still get access to YouTube videos always. So that's just a thank you for ever considering to donate to support my work on here. Really do appreciate you guys. If you can't do any of that, best thing to do is just watch my videos, like them, subscribe, and watch them all the way through. So hope it was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you guys again. And as always, don't be average, be different.